So let us continue lesson number 3, energy and matter in ecosystem. So that day we studied how do organisms get energy. We spoke about matter, energy, and Miral, what do you think? What is the main source of energy? Where do you get your food from? Where do you get your food from? The food you eat, where do you get it from? Dishan, where do you get your food from?
From plants.
Yeah, plants, that's the producers. Great. And don't you think so above producers, above plant, there is some one more thing which is very important source? Sunlight. Sun is also
Light, water.
sun is also main source of energy, and then come producers and then come consumers. Now, there are two law of conservation of energy. Sorry, law of conservation of energy. Conserve means saving. And law of conservation of mass. So Zishan, can you tell me what is law of conservation of energy? I will start. Energy cannot be made, cannot be created. Yes, Judy? Energy cannot be created. It can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. Nobody can make energy, nobody can destroy energy. You are depending on each other. That plant depend on sunlight. We get energy from plants. Somebody else get energy from us. So this is all interconnected. To make you all interact, I need to do something, girls. You all have stopped talking to me at all. Come on. How does energy move through an ecosystem? The main source is sunlight, then producers, then primary consumers, then we have secondary consumers, and then we have tertiary consumers. I have previously explained you my making this pyramid. I don't know whether you all remember or not. I told you the first one are starting with producers, with plants, producers. And then we have consumers. First one, primary consumers. Primary consumers. And then next we have secondary consumers, and then we have tertiary consumers. This already we have explained, I have explained in the other lessons. Again, we have producers, plants. Those who eat plants are called as primary consumers. Primary consumers are taken up by secondary consumers, and so on. This is how energy flow from one organism to another organism. Girls, one more question.
Yes.
Do we have plants as producers only, or we have any other producers?
No, only plants.
Some of the bacteria also, yeah, Judy, okay?
Oh, okay.
Bacteria, those are special unicellular, one cell, they make their own food like amoeba, okay? So other than what do you call as plants, you also have some of the other bacteria which come under producers. Okay. Even this, girls, we have studied before about energy pyramid. When I say pyramid, what comes into your mind? When I say pyramid, what comes into your mind? It comes like a rectangle.
Triangle.
What shape is it?
Triangle.
Triangle, in which I draw the first thing. What I've drawn is about producers. Again, girls, you can remember by this triangle, and then I will color with this green. The first one I will color with green, so that you know that it's all about plants. It's all about plants. This one, all about plants. And the second one, consumer, is so on. Now, an energy pyramid is a tool that can be used to the trace of flow of energy through an ecosystem. The bottom level, consisting of producers, has the largest population and the most energy. When you compare to human being or tigers or animals and plants, what do you think? What are more in number? Do you have more plants or do you have more human beings? We have more number of plants. I think by looking at the, what you call a slide, it's better that you see the video or you see the textbook. Now you have that, good. This is what I was waiting for. Seagulls. This is the pyramid. You have plants, producers, which are taken up or which are eaten up by these butterflies or cockroaches or all these different kind of bugs or different insects. Those are called primary consumers. Then even rabbit and all, even they come under primary consumers. Now secondary consumers like cow, no, not cow, like who eat animal, who eat these insects, those are secondary. Now tertiary consumers, those only eat us or animals, like they are the one like tiger, owl, vulture. So last time I've already explained you about pyramid, so I don't think so I need more time to explain you this. But still, if you have any question, please ask me. Do any one of you have any question?
No.
Okay, now I will ask you one question. What happened to the energy when you go from here to here, here to here? Is it decreasing or increasing? The energy. Again, I'm asking you. Like example, this animal die and it passes its energy to the secondary consumer. What happened to energy? Decrease or increase?
Increase.
Girls, the energy here is the most in the producers. Decrease because some of the energy died and the other is transferred to the above one. Then again, tertiary consumers, they consume secondary consumers. When they die, they take away some of the energy and then the remaining energy is given to the other one. So as you go up, the energy is decreasing. Remember this word, the energy decreases. Look at the spelling. Decreases. Okay, got it? Understood?
Yes.
How does the size of population change? Of course, the population also decrease. Okay, the cycles, I think so I will be explaining you in my next class. Before that, we'll just do water cycle today. I will show you the video here. Let me know if you hear the sound.
Pretend for a moment that you are a
You hear the sound?
Yes.
Okay.
biologist studying the great blue heron, a bird that lives in wetland areas. As a biologist, you know that these herons eat small fish and amphibians. Would you be concerned if you found out there was water pollution in the area? How do you think pollution could affect the herons? Click each area of the image to get some ideas.
Okay.
Herons eat animals such as frogs and fish that would be exposed to the polluted water. If the heron ate these animals, then the heron might also consume the chemicals that contaminate the water. The chemicals could harm the heron's health and reproductive system.
Simple, girls. If the water is polluted, of course, the herons, they will be infected too. Like example, if I'm drinking water full of bacteria, I might get some disease. I might get some cholera or some other disease which may upset my stomach.
Water pollution could also harm insect populations because many insects lay their eggs in water. Some types of chemicals could harm the insect eggs, so there would be fewer adult insects for animals such as frogs and fish to eat. Herons eat frogs and fish, so they too need the insect populations to be healthy.
Again, girls, from the beginning, we have been speaking about these communities, population, and what is happening to the population because of water pollution. I told you even before that there was an oil spill from the tank. What's happened to those birds? Their feathers got sticky and they couldn't fly. They couldn't fly, and this affected the population of birds. So water pollution or air pollution, it affects the ecosystem.
But polluted water doesn't just harm the fish that live in it. Pollution can also harm amphibians that reproduce and lay eggs in water. If amphibians such as frogs are harmed by water pollution, the herons will have fewer food options, which could make it more difficult for the herons to survive in the wetlands. Welcome to the lesson, Energy and Matter in Ecosystems, where you'll learn how energy and matter flow through an ecosystem. Everything shown here, including the leopard, antelope, and plants, is made up of matter. Unfortunately for the antelope, the leopard is gaining energy by eating it. The vocabulary words for this lesson are energy, matter, law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of mass, energy pyramid, carbon cycle, water cycle, and nitrogen cycle. Do you ever feel like you need an extra boost of energy? All living things do. When the Venus flytrap needs energy, it doesn't go for a power bar or an energy drink. It goes instead for a nice, juicy fly. The Venus flytrap is one of several carnivorous plants. A carnivore is an organism that mostly eats animals. Yep, a Venus flytrap is a lot different from most plants. You see, most plants get all their energy from the sun. But the Venus flytrap gets energy from both the sun and from insects.
See, we haven't heard before that even plants they eat, it's a carnivore. It takes energy from sunlight and also it traps the fly. That's why it's called as Venus flytrap. That's why it's called as Venus flytrap. It traps an insect and takes energy from that.
Scientists define it as the ability to do work or cause a change. For example, the energy from food allows animals to move and grow. Matter, on the other hand, is anything that has mass and volume. Matter exists ordinarily as a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Do you know how photosynthesis works?
Who will say me about photosynthesis? Last year, I have taught you a lot. What goes in and what goes out, girls? Yes, me. Last year, yes, Dishan or Noor, tell me what goes in, what plants take in and what they give out.
They take in carbon dioxide.
Very good. Carbon dioxide. Only carbon dioxide is enough, my dear. See, sunlight is there. They need sunlight. They need carbon dioxide and they need one more thing. They need light. You remember that equation of photosynthesis? They need sunlight. They need carbon dioxide. Don't you think so? They need water also. They need three things. Photosynthesis, they need three things. Carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water. When you add these three things, what do you get? What is produced by, the plants produce oxygen and some, tell me, oxygen and sugar. That is food,
Yes.
what we take from them. Okay? Girls, this is a very important equation, photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight is taken up by plant to give out oxygen, and sugar. Okay?
Look at the arrows to see what plants take in and give off during the process. They take in the energy of sunlight, carbon dioxide gas from the air, and water from the soil. Plants use those materials to produce sugar that makes up carbohydrates, which they store as food. The food is what provides plants with energy. As a byproduct of photosynthesis, the leaves give off oxygen gas. Coincidentally, animals use this oxygen to breathe.
And this oxygen we are taking to breathe, right? The oxygen what is given up by plants.
Yes.
Carbon dioxide and water aren't the only kind of matter that plants need. Plants also need other nutrients to live and grow. Plants absorb nutrients through their roots. The most important plant nutrient is nitrogen.
Till now, till grade 6, you learned about plant only need water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. But the thing is, the most important thing is nitrogen also. It takes from air and soil. Soil contains nitrogen compounds. They take nitrogen from soil and air.
Rabbits and other animals can't produce their own food the way that plants can.
They can't.
Instead, they must consume or eat other organisms to get energy. Because
what do? They eat other organisms to get food.
As animals consume food for energy, we call them consumers. Rabbits belong to a group of consumers called herbivores. Herbivores are like vegetarians. They mostly eat plants.
Remember those three things? Herbivores, omnivores, carnivores. Herbivores, those eat plants. Omnivores, those eat both plants and animals. Carnivores, those eat only animals.
Eagles, on the other hand, do not eat plants. The bald eagle is at the top of the food chain in this ecosystem. It mostly eats other animals, including rabbits. Animals that eat other animals are called carnivores. Let's review. The bald eagle got its energy eating the rabbit. The rabbit got its energy from eating the plant.
Girls, what is this chain called as? What is this called?
Food web.
Food chain.
Food chain.
One arrow. If you have more multi people eating, yani, you know, the other animal eating the rabbit, it's shown that one organism is eaten by two other organisms. That time when you have multiple things, you will say it's called as a food web, or else it's called a food chain.
Okay.
We can use the feeding relationships in an ecosystem to draw a diagram called an energy pyramid. An energy pyramid can be used to trace the flow of energy through an ecosystem. Each level of the energy pyramid is called a trophic level. The word trophic.
What is this called? It's called a trophic level. It's come from Greek letter trophe, that means food. That's why you said trophic level 1, Level 2, level 3. Always I said you, level 1 is producer, level 2 is primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer.
Comes from the Greek word trophe, meaning food. This word reminds you that energy and food go hand in hand. The size of the trophic level represents the amount of energy stored as food at that level. Click a trophic level to learn more. The base of the energy pyramid is the lowest trophic level and is made up of producers, such as plants. This level contains the most stored energy. That's why it's the largest part of the pyramid.
Remember I told you as you go up, the energy decreases. That means the most, if the question is asked, where do you find the most energy in the energy pyramid? You will say the first trophic level by producers. Producers, they have the most energy. Understood, girls? It's an important question. Where do you find the most of the energy in the trophic level or in the energy pyramid? You will say with the producers.
The second trophic level, which contains the primary consumers, is smaller in area than the base. Do you know why? When a rabbit eats a plant, only about 10% of the energy in the plant gets stored in the rabbit. The rabbit uses the remaining 90% of the energy for life processes, such as building and repairing body tissues, moving around, reproducing, and keeping warm. The energy is lost to the environment as heat. The lost energy is the reason why the second level of this energy pyramid is smaller than the base.
Did you understand? Because whatever he takes energy from plant, he doesn't require that all energy, or that energy is not stored in his body. Only 10% is stored. Rest of the energy is being worked. Yani it is actually moving around. The energy is released in the form of heat to the environment. The energy and the rest of the energy, even the body parts, they are trying to work, the digestive systems, the other systems. So the energy is only 10% of energy is stored.
The third level of the energy pyramid contains the secondary consumers. When a bald eagle eats a rabbit, only 10% of the energy in the rabbit gets stored in the bald eagle. The bald eagle uses the remaining 90% for life processes, such as respiration and reproduction. Just because the bald eagle uses this energy does not mean the energy is destroyed. Instead, it is converted to another form, heat, and is returned to the environment.
It is 12:41 already. I will end up the meeting. Take care, girls.